When you think of the power of the wind, what comes to your mind? For most of us, it's probably thunderstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, and the havoc they can wreak on life and property. Fortunately, the raw power of the wind can also be harnessed and used to help in constructive ways. You may have read about how earlier in our country's history, windmills made agriculture and ranching possible in remote prairie states. Tower windmills used wind power to draw water up from wells, which was then used for livestock, household needs, and crop irrigation. Today, we are rediscovering the capability and efficiency of wind power. Large turbines are being constructed all across the country to convert wind power into electricity. In this activity, we will construct a wind generator to investigate the process of transferring the power of the wind into electricity. Before we begin, locate the following materials. 1 sheet of cardstock with circles and blades printed on it. 1 sheet of wooden laser cut parts. 1 motor with light bulb attached, pre-soldered. 1 rubber band. 1 piece of small tubing. Waxed paper. Tape. White glue, preferably with a fine point applicator tip. Glue stick, optional but recommended. Hole punch. Scissors. Hobby knife. H.M. Wood received the first patent for a windmill on December 2, 1879. On the area where you intend to work, spread a piece of wax paper and tape it down to the surface. This will prevent glue from getting on the work surface. At the conclusion of 2006, it was estimated that 2.3 million households could have been serviced by wind-generated electrical power. Now we're ready to begin. Using scissors, carefully cut out the circles and the blades from the cardstock sheet. Using the hole punch or hobby knife, cut out the small circle in the middle of each cardstock circle. You can cut the circle a little bigger than it is drawn. The largest wind farm operating in the U.S. is on the Oregon-Washington state line. This farm produces 300 megawatts of power per year. It's time for the next step in our activity. Carefully pop out the laser-cut parts from the wooden sheet. Find the 3 part 6s and part 5. Set aside all the other parts. One megawatt wind turbine can supply electricity for about 270 homes per year. We're back and ready to move on. At this point, we need to glue the rounded end of each part 6 into one of the holes around the perimeter of part 5 and let it dry. California and Texas are the 2 states that have the largest capacity for generating wind-powered electricity in the nation. We're moving forward with the wind generator activity. When the glue from the previous step is sufficiently dry, we will then glue one of the cardstock circles centered over part 5. Press it down firmly and turn it over. Repeat this same process with the other circles on this side of part 5. Since early recorded history, people have been harnessing the energy of the wind. Wind energy propelled boats along the Nile River as early as 5000 BC. And by 200 BC, simple windmills in China were pumping water. We're ready to continue with the activity. Using a glue stick, connect the blades on the edges of the part 6s. Make sure the printed side of the blades is facing down and the straight side is aligned with the edge of each part 6. When you've finished this step, set it aside to dry. Wind is a form of solar energy. Winds are caused by the uneven heating of the atmosphere by the sun, the irregularities of Earth's surface, and Earth's rotation. Once the glue has dried from the last step, you're ready to move on. Look through the rest of your cutout components and locate part 2, part 4, and the 2 part 3s. Glue the 2 part 3s on top of part 2, with the concave sides of the part 3s facing away from part 2. In a typical wind turbine, the wind turns the blades, which spin a shaft that connects to a generator and makes electricity. We're continuing to build the wind generator. We are now ready to glue part 4 onto part 2 in the slot under the 2 part 3s. Make sure the curved side of part 4 is glued on the side of the slot nearest the part 3s. Modern wind turbines fall into 2 basic groups, the horizontal axis variety and the vertical axis design. Horizontal axis turbines are the most common and the focus of research by the U.S. Department of Energy. We are now ready for the next step in this activity. We just finished gluing part 4 onto part 2. Next, we're going to glue the other end of part 2 into the base, which is part 1. At this point, we need to let the assembly dry. Single small turbines below 50 kilowatts are used for homes, telecommunications dishes, and water pumping. Small turbines are sometimes used in connection with diesel generators, batteries, and photovoltaic systems. These types of systems are called hybrid wind systems and are typically used in remote locations. Once the assembly glue has dried, you're ready to add the motor. Place the motor on top of the stand of the part 3s. You want to make sure that the motor post is facing the straight edge of part 1. Next, loop the end of a rubber band over one side of part 4, pulling it over the motor, and hook the other end of the rubber band on the opposite side of part 4. On a wind generator, pitch refers to the angle that the blades are set. Turbine blades are pitched out of the wind to keep the rotor from turning in winds that are too high or too low to produce electricity. Now that you know about pitch, it is time to adjust it on your generator blades. Take the blade assembly and rub along the edge where a blade is attached to one of the parts. Repeat this process for all 3 blades. This action will create a slight pitch in the blade, allowing it to capture wind more effectively. North Dakota, Texas, Kansas, South Dakota, and Montana are 5 states that have been identified by the U.S. Department of Energy as possessing significant potential to capture wind energy. We're now ready to connect the blades to the motor. First, locate the section of tubing. If it's longer than 1/4 of an inch, you can trim it to length. Push the piece of tubing through the center hole on the blade assembly. Next, push the blade assembly onto the motor post until the post extends just past the front of the blade assembly. Be sure the unprinted side of the assembly is facing forward. Wind turbines are available in a variety of sizes and therefore power ratings. One of the largest examples was built in Hawaii. It has propellers that span more than the length of a football field, stands 20 building stories high, and produces enough electricity to power 1,400 homes. We have constructed the wind generator, and now it's time to see it in action. Set the wind generator in front of a fan. Depending on the size of your fan, you may need to elevate the generator with some books. Turn on the fan to a low setting. Make sure the wind generator is up close to the fan and in the middle of the airflow. You will also need to support the back of the generator with your hand. If the wind generator does not turn, set the fan to a higher setting. Once it is positioned properly, you can watch as the wind generator starts to turn and lights the bulb. In this model, a DC motor contains permanent magnets that provide a magnetic field. It also contains an armature, which is a series of coiled wires that rotate within the magnetic field. When the shaft of the motor is turned by wind blowing on the wind generator blades, the wires in the armature pass through the magnetic field, pushing electrons through the wires to produce electricity. Congratulations! You now have a functional wind generator. Here are a few more experiments you can conduct with this kit if time permits. Reverse the direction of the wind and see if the bulb lights. Use a multimeter to measure the voltage at different wind speeds and record the results in a data table. You could then graph the results. Wire 2 or more wind generators together in series and in parallel to see what effect there is on the bulb lighting. Measure the voltage of different numbers of windmills wired in series and in parallel. Record the measurements in a data table and graph the results. Have a class of students build a wind farm. Wire it in series and parallel to produce a voltage of 9 volts. Use the wind farm to power a radio, Lego motors, or other 9-volt items. Have students describe how a large-scale wind farm could provide power for homes and industry. This concludes the wind generator Build It activity. To check out more Build It activity kits, visit our website at www.pitsco.com.